book that did exactly that. A really simple fable translated into over 80 languages, selling hundreds of millions of copies, and it's changed the lives of so many people. I'm talking, of course, about Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist.
And listen, to get a sense of just how huge this book is, The Economist put it like this: Paulo Coelho is right up there with literary giants like Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I mean, that's serious stuff. You've got everyone from Madonna and Will Smith to Nobel laureates singing its praises. It's been on bestseller lists for, well, forever. But here's the crazy part. The story of how it got so successful, it's almost as magical as the story inside the book. Because you see, when The Alchemist first came out in Brazil, it was a total disaster, a spectacular failure. I mean, in the first 6 months, you know how many copies it sold? 2. Just 2. And get this, they were both bought by the same person. No joke.
So how does that happen? How does a book that nobody, and I mean nobody, wanted become one of the most beloved books of all time? Well, the answer is wild. It's not just found in the pages of the book. It's in a story of incredible faith, a journey that mirrors the fable almost perfectly.
Right. So to really get The Alchemist, you first got to understand The Alchemist in real life. The author, Paulo Coelho. His own story is pretty much the key that unlocks the whole thing.
I mean, just look at the timeline of this failure. It's brutal. 1988, the book comes out, to crickets. Nothing. 6 months go by, still nothing. Then, after a whole year, his publisher just pulls the plug, cancels the contract, tells him, hey, it's over. By any measure, this was a complete, total, absolute disaster.
So there he is. He's 41 years old, an age where most of us feel like our path is pretty much set, right? And he's desperate, but he just refused to give up. Why? Because, as he put it, the book was him. It was all of me, heart and soul. You see, he wasn't just writing a story. He was living it. He was living his own metaphor.
He was actually living out the book's main idea, this thing called a personal legend. For Coelho, his personal legend, his treasure, if you will, was his ability to write. He believed in it with everything he had, even when the world was telling him he was wrong. And that's our perfect doorway into the story itself, to a young shepherd boy whose journey looks an awful lot like Coelho's.
All right, let's jump into the book. Here we meet Santiago. He's a young shepherd in Spain. And right from the start, his journey begins with a big choice. His parents wanted him to be a priest, but he defied them. Why? Because he had a different dream, one that felt simpler, but to him, way grander. He just wanted to travel and see the world. And you know what? He's happy, totally content. He's got his sheep, he knows the land, he can read. He really feels like he's living his dream every single day. He has everything he ever thought he wanted. But, as it turns out, the universe has a much, much bigger plan for him.
So his cozy, comfortable life gets totally upended by this dream he just can't shake. Night after night, the same thing. A child shows up, takes him to the Egyptian pyramids, and tells him there's a hidden treasure waiting for him there. It's more than just a dream. It feels like a glimpse of the future. This is it. This is his call to adventure, a whisper he just can't ignore.
So he's obviously confused by all this. And that's when he bumps into this mysterious old guy, calls himself the King of Salem. And this king, he drops the book's central idea right on him. He tells Santiago, hey, that dream, it's not just some random dream. It's your personal legend. Okay, so what is a personal legend exactly? Well, according to the king, it's not just a goal or something you kind of want to do. No, it's the very reason you exist. It's your true purpose, your mission on this earth. And it comes from what the book calls the soul of the universe. It's so important that it's your only real obligation in life. But then the king gives him a warning. He tells him about the one thing that stops almost everyone from chasing their dreams. He calls it the world's greatest lie. And what is that lie? It's that little voice in your head, you know the one, that says, oh, it's too late for that, or, well, that's just how life is. It's the belief that we're just victims of fate, that we have no control.
So, Santiago makes his choice. He actually does it. He sells his flock, takes the money, and sets off for his treasure. But just like what happened with Coelho's book, his journey hits a massive wall, like almost immediately. And it's a test of everything he thought he believed.
And boom, just like that, his whole dream falls apart. In a single day, one day, Santiago goes from being this hopeful adventurer to being broke and alone in a country where he doesn't even speak the language. The guy he trusted to be his guide vanishes and takes every last penny with him.
This is rock bottom. I mean, the book says he just weeps, feeling like God has completely betrayed him. He's so tempted to just give up, to see himself as a victim, to become bitter, basically to start believing in the world's greatest lie. So completely defeated, he ends up getting a job with a crystal merchant. And this merchant character, he's the perfect contrast to Santiago. See, he also has a lifelong dream. He wants to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. But he's terrified to actually do it. He even says, "I'm afraid that if my dream is realized, I'll have no reason to go on living." He chooses the idea of the dream over the messy reality of the journey. The merchant says this word a lot, maktub. It's Arabic for "it is written." And for him, it's kind of an excuse, a justification for not doing anything. But for Santiago, that same phrase starts to mean something totally different. It's not about being passive. It's about accepting that the tests and the hard parts are part of the destiny he's actively trying to create. Okay, so a year goes by, a whole year of hard work. Santiago has now saved up enough money to buy twice as many sheep as he had before. He's at a crossroads, and this is the ultimate choice. It's really the heart of the entire story. So what does he do? Does he take the money, go back to Spain, and live that comfortable life he knows? Only now he's even more successful? Or does he risk it all over again to keep chasing that treasure, the very dream that totally ruined him the first time? It really boils down to this: comfort or purpose. And this is where those words from the old king come roaring back. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. This is the central promise of the whole book, for Santiago, for Paulo Coelho, and for you, the reader. It's this incredible idea that there's a force out there that genuinely wants you to succeed. And Santiago has this realization. He thinks, you know what? I can always go back to being a shepherd. That life will always be there. But the chance to get to the pyramids, that might never come again. So he puts his faith not in safety, but in his dream. He chooses the unknown. And by doing that, he joins that cosmic conspiracy. So what's the big takeaway here? What did both Coelho and Santiago figure out? Well, first, that your personal legend isn't just a dream. It's your only real job. Second, that when you truly commit, the whole universe really does conspire to help you. Third, those obstacles, they're not stop signs. They're just tests designed to make you stronger. Your job is just to learn how to read the omens, the little signs the world gives you. Because ultimately, the story of one person is the story of all of us. And that brings it all right back to you. The story ends, but the question it asks, that hangs in the air. It forces you to look at your own life, your own dreams, the setbacks you've had. So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. What is your personal legend? And what omen, no matter how small it seems, is pointing you toward the next step on your journey?